What is up, guys, and welcome to ASL Week 7 Power Rankings. I am joined once again with Graham,
What is up, guys? I'm Grant.
and I am once again excellent name. So let's just jump right into number 14
Yeah,
picks, where once again the Master and the Denver Numbers are here.
yeah. Uh, not. I mean, he did get kind of hacked out in this week with the crits and stuff, but he still hasn't won a game, so there's really nothing we can do to move him up until he actually shows that he can win a game.
Yeah, for sure. This was definitely the closest he came. It was quite unfortunate that he got hacked out in the way that he did. But, even if he did win a game, he would still be at least one game behind the next lowest coach. So even
Yeah,
winning a game wouldn't have moved him up this week. And that's just
yeah,
the sad reality of it.
yeah,
Um, Yeah, I'm pretty sure now he is actually out of playoffs. 5-8's never been in playoffs before. That's just not happening.
yeah,
Oh, no, sorry, 6-7, maybe. It's a possibility, I guess.
yeah. A very low possibility, but it could happen. You never know.
Yeah, let's just go into number 13, where we do have a bit of a difference. I have Cam and you have Malone.
Yeah, I put Malone at 13. Mostly, although I do think he did play more solid than Cam did this week in the entire game. I think his loss to Cam is what made me put him below Cam at number 13.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I just felt like Malone's play is getting a bit more consistent, whereas
Yeah,
Cam's play is definitely shown to slip. He had a really good start with 2 wins this season, but he hasn't got one since,
yeah,
which is definitely not making me super hopeful for the future. Even though he did play last week pretty well, it's just
yeah,
clearly been going downhill from here, and we need to see a bounce back. It's all about that momentum.
yep,
Yeah, so I guess we already kind of talked about our reasons for 12, so we'll just
yeah,
jump into 11, where we have PC Barcelona
yeah,
Shadow, who currently 3-4.
yep,
Wasn't the most legitimate win, I would say. He got like 2 crits with Swallow Boom Burst to
yeah,
sweep through half of Damasa's team after being pretty far in the back. So
yeah,
that was quite substantial. He played his Celesteela super risky. He didn't need to take all the hits that he did take.
yeah,
Admittedly, one was a crit, which did suck for him.
yeah,
But I think he played the game a bit too risky and got a little bit bailed out in the end.
yeah, yeah. I 100% agree with that. I couldn't put him any lower because again he's had some better games than some of the other coaches below him, obviously. But 11 I think was a good spot for him. He did get really lucky this week to win. And he didn't really play that good either, so I couldn't move him up, and I couldn't move him any lower than 11. So that's where he is.
Yeah, especially considering it wasn't a win against a higher up coach as well. Definitely didn't do him any favors.
Yeah.
But at number 10, we have Milan, who recently replaced Brad. And this is his
Yep.
first game of the season, and he did win it against Pista in a quite impressive fashion. It's quite dominative.
Yeah.
But the reason why he's at number 10 is obviously you don't really want to move someone too far up in the
Yeah.
rankings based off one game when there's more data points for the other players.
Yeah. No, my reason's exactly the same. I thought he played really well. I'm excited to see what he can do in the future, but again, we don't have too much games on him yet, so we can't move him any higher than really 10.
Yeah, especially when you see TCP here at number 9 bouncing back with quite an impressive win
Yep.
over Slow Bohemians this week. He's one of the top teams. And just his play and his prep, it's clear that he's getting a lot more comfortable with his team, and it's definitely possible that he can pull off a run at this point in the game.
Yeah.
He's still can afford to lose 1 or 2 games going forwards, and I believe that he could potentially still be a contender for playoffs. Um, However, I don't think he showed the same consistency as Keister has. So
Yeah. That's fair. Um, I had Keister at number 9. I don't think Keister played too bad, but he kind of got beat by Milan. I'm pretty sure it was 4-0 or 3-0, one of the two. The thing I liked about TCP though, and why I moved to number 8 over Keister was his prep in this game was really solid. I felt versus TJ, and TJ was also a very highly rated coach. Whereas Milan, I haven't seen enough from them to really gauge that, but I'm pretty sure that's why I moved TCP up to 8. The win over TJ was pretty solid, and he has been playing a little bit better lately, so moved to number 8.
Yeah, understandable. Another big reason for keeping Keister up here is that even though Milan is new, his previous performance in the ASL in season 2 was very impressive, which shows that Milan definitely has the
Yeah.
capabilities to be a top coach. He
Yeah.
went 11-2 to be the first seed, I
Yeah.
believe, or maybe it was second seed. So definitely a strong
Yeah.
coach, and I didn't want to knock Keister too much for losing to him, even though we
Yeah.
don't have all the data points.
Yeah. That's true.
But at number 7, we both agree. We have AZ and the Houston Hoopers, and he's been kind of falling off a little bit. It's been a bit unfortunate to see. After
Yeah.
going 2-0, he's now 3-4, which isn't great. But
Yeah.
you can talk about that.
He kind of he's been sputtering lately. 1-4 in his last 5 games. That's solid. He does have the win over you, which is kind of keeping him up there. Um, but this week he kind of got dominated by Hutch's regen core. He didn't really have any good answers for it, and it kind of cost him the game this time. Hutch is a really good coach, so I didn't want to move him down too far, and actually just kept him number 7 because I think he's had some really good games that he's played, and I think a lot better than some of the coaches below him. But he needs to get that consistency going again and get winning again, if he wants to stay in the contention.
Yeah, I agree. Losing to Hutch isn't a bad loss, and most of his
Yeah.
losses have been against good coaches, so still got some good potential there. But at number 6, got a bit of a difference in opinion here. I have TJ and you have Susie.
Yeah, I had Suzy at 6. He did win, but he won versus, I believe, Malone, which I don't think was the solidest of wins. And compared to the other coaches, I think Suzy's just the weakest of kind of the top 6 of the playoffs. So I put him at 6. I didn't really feel like I could move him up. Because again, I had TJ number 2, and even though he lost, I didn't want to move him down too far. So I kept Suzy at number 6.
Yeah, that's fair. I had TJ in number 5, and now he's dropped down to number 6. And I think this kind of goes to show what my kind of point was before, where he just doesn't have the same level of consistency against the top coach. He needs to
Yeah.
prepare a lot more for his matches, and if something throws him for a loop, he's going to struggle a little bit. He's definitely like a very brainy player, but when he doesn't know exactly what's happening, then it can kind of backfire on him, which
Yeah.
we kind of saw in this game. And it's a bit of a fault in him. I still expect to see him make a playoffs run, but once again, losing to TCP, which is a bit lower on just because of some unexpected stuff, isn't really the
Yep.
best look compared to the higher up coaches. But you can give your reasoning for number 5.
I moved TJ down to number 5, mostly because, again, he lost to TCP, who has been lower in the list for most of the season. Even though TCP is a very good coach and he has done really well in the past, I had to move him down a little bit. Also, his play this week wasn't too solid compared to what I thought of Ian's play, who I thought, even though Ian lost, I thought he played pretty solid versus Cody. And as for TJ, I didn't think he played that well, so I couldn't move him up over Ian. I didn't want to move him down too far, so I put him at number 5.
Yeah, fair enough. I kind of disagree with Ian's play being very solid this week. I think it was
Yeah.
rather disappointing. I get that it's against the top coach, but he definitely played way below par compared to his season performance.
Yeah.
He got completely swept by a Thunderous, and he decided to defog on the Thunderous, even though it was already shown to be physical. So he just made it more threatening. He sacked
Yeah.
2 Pokemon before going into the Mega Sizzle, which threatened it a little bit. He just made a lot of misplays around the Thunderous, and he just basically rolled over and let it sweep him. He didn't start fighting back until the very end.
Yeah. Well, I agree
And
with.
by then it was way too late.
I agree with all of that. And the thing that only real thing I liked about Ian game is that he actually got really close to actually beating Cody at the end with the Mega Scissor. I think if the roll, like, he had a little more chip on Mega Aggron, because I'm pretty sure it was very low in HP. I think at the end after the superpower, he
It's
actually
like 14.
he actually
Yeah.
probably would have swept Cody from that point with Bullet Punch, even after I think an attack drop from superpower. So that I think that's one of the more closer scenarios where Cody actually had a losing, so I give him credit for that. But yeah, I do agree that he was playing pretty poorly early on in the game.
Yeah, so at number 4, I have Hoops, and I don't really want to put them here, but they are also a 5-2 team compared to the 2 above that of 4-3. But keep in mind, Susie is actually yet to win a game against a team with a winning record.
Yeah,
Every single game he has won is against a team who is currently has a losing record,
yeah,
and most of them weren't even close losing records either. He's been kind of farming the lower level wins so
yeah,
far, and his schedule, not next week, but the week after, is about to get really crazy. So
yeah,
even though he's 5-2 now, he could very easily finish the season 6-7.
yeah,
I would not at all be surprised by that.
yeah,
Still, he is 5-2. He doesn't. His play has been the weakest of these top teams, but his
yeah,
record does put him just a little bit above TJ and Ian for me. So I did
yeah,
move him above
yeah.
them
Fair
for
enough.
that.
And at number three, we both have you. So why don't you talk about why you put yourself at three?
Well, the main reasoning that I put myself at number three is that I beat a weaker coach this week than Hutch did. I beat Cam, and even though it was quite dominative, Cam was playing very poorly, I've got to say. He sacked his Mega Absol turn one, which made the game much easier for stuff like Nadio's speed. So I don't think I had to put in as much effort to win my
Yeah,
game as Hutch did to win his game. I'd say we're both still very comparable coaches overall. Um, my wins
yeah,
might be a little bit better than his, but just this week it's like might as well put him up a little bit higher just because he had to
yeah.
play a little bit harder to win.
Yep. Yeah, my reason is pretty much exactly the same as that. Um. Anyway, so we have Hutch at two. So I put Hutch at two, mostly over you just because again he had played a much harder opponent, I believe, in AV. And he did beat AV, I think, pretty handily. He kind of controlled the entire game. I don't think AV really had his foot on in control at any point. Maybe early on he did, if I remember correctly, but throughout the game, I think Hutch just controlled the game with his regen core. And his defensive team eventually just pulled out the win. A pretty solid win versus a pretty hard coach in AV. So I had to put him at two. I think he's had the more. I guess he's had a lot of good performances. I do think your win was a little more dominant, but again, had to put him over top of you. In this scenario.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's super slight advantage, but I don't like putting myself in a higher spot
Yep.
unless I can point to something specific that makes me deserve to be in that higher spot.
Yep.
That's so since I can't really do that, we're basically tied, but just gives
Yeah.
Hutch the slight edge.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens next week, though. Um,
Yeah. And
yeah, number one, of course, we've
Cody
got
still in the loft.
yeah, Cody.
Can't move him down. Still,
Yeah,
I think he's ahead of every coach by at least 2 games, so he's probably gonna be at number one for a little bit, until he flips up, if that even happens, hopefully. Uh, but we'll see.
yeah, it's just been the same pattern that I said before. Even last week, said that his games seem to be not donated, but he just seems
Yep.
to get his opponents to play worse somehow. And you saw it with Ian. Ian just got swept by Thunderous. He had answers to the Thunderous, but he decided to make the Thunderous more threatening for some reason,
Yeah.
and it just was like real bad.
Yeah.
Just overall, and I'm hoping that the other top coaches don't start to suddenly play bad when they match up against him, because that would be rather frustrating if he just got an undefeated season just like that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it won't happen.
Yeah.
We like to see coaches get some losses here and there,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that wraps it up.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching our Week 7 Power Rankings. I, of course, once again, Ian, make sure to subscribe to the channel for all the videos we produce, and see you next week.
Yep. Bye.